Well, hey sweet friends, welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I wanted to share 8 ways that you can simplify your home and your life for summer. I love summertime. I love the weather, I love being outside, I love to garden. This is the time of year that I truly thrive, and I know many are the same. So I thought, let's sit down today and let's talk about ways that you can really simplify your home life. I really want to encourage you to make the most of your summer and enjoy it. So the first thing that I would encourage you with when it comes to setting up your day for success and creating a calm atmosphere and a home that you enjoy being in and spending time in is waking your home every single morning. And what I mean by that is getting up, maybe making your bed, making a pot of coffee, maybe get a load of laundry started, and open up the blinds and open up the curtains, maybe even open up the windows if you're having a chilly morning. We've been experiencing some pretty chilly weather here, which is crazy. I, at this point, either love to light some candles or maybe get my oil diffusers going with just a yummy citrus scent, just something to create peace and a sense of calm within your home and really set the tone with that type of atmosphere. And this doesn't really have anything to do with cleaning or the cleaning routine that you're gonna follow this summer, which we'll get into that, but more than anything, it just kind of is a baseline starting point on your day. And you know, okay, the windows are open, the light's shining in, it smells nice. This is a space that my family can be at peace. And it's definitely something I love to practice. I've been doing for years. And I encourage you, put your home to bed every night, but wake it up in the morning. If you really want to create more space in your day to slow down, to do fun things, to spend more time with your kids, you want to tackle your daily cleaning chores as early as possible in the morning. Now for me, it's gonna look different for everyone, but for me, I typically start my daily cleaning routine right after breakfast. So I clean the kitchen, I clean up breakfast, then I straighten up, the kids help straighten up their toys and start doing their chores. And then I tackle whatever my cleaning task is for that day. So it might be the bedrooms, it might be the bathrooms, it could be the kitchen, whatever my deep cleaning task is, which I got a ton of questions about sharing my weekly cleaning routine in my laundry routine video. I will link that down below. So I'm actually gonna do that for you guys here really soon. So this is kind of just a teaser, but get that cleaning done as early as possible because that in turn is going to make you more productive throughout the day. You're just gonna already be in that rhythm of productivity. But then beyond that, it's gonna create a ton of space for you and your family. If you have kids at home, you're not gonna feel as stressed, as bogged down, just getting it done first thing. So you have time to go on play dates or go to the park or go to the swimming pool and just enjoy the slow summer days. Another way to maximize your summer and just make the most of it is to write down what you wanna do this summer as a family or even as an individual. Even if you don't have kids, you can do this. Make a list, put it somewhere where you can see it, and start checking off things that you've done. It will give you something to look forward to as a family. This list could be as simple as eat a popsicle, watch the sunrise, go camping, like whatever it might be, whatever you want to do this summer. Maybe it's also goals or dreams, aspirations. Make a summer bucket list and put it somewhere where you can see. And this is so fun. I actually made a big long list with the kids right when school got out. We came up with so many fun things. And then I had them circle like their top few favorite things, the things they would be most excited to do and I actually created a DIY summer bucket list chalkboard sign, and we have it hanging in the kitchen, and it's so cute as decor, but then it's also a reminder of what we want to do this summer. That brings me to today's video sponsor, Cricut. I would kindly like to thank them for partnering with me in today's video. I love my Cricut Maker and my Cricut Joy. I use them all the time. It's always funny whenever a friend or family member comes over and they see my new design on my chalkboard. They always assume that I have really good calligraphy skills or really good handwriting, and that could not be farther from the truth. That is not a talent that I possess. So I need my Cricut machine for realistic, beautiful designs every single time. So starting off here, this is just an old sign that I had on hand. That is a great way to repurpose decor that you're not using anymore. I'm giving it a fresh coat of green chalk paint. This is gonna add such a pretty color to my walls. And I love that it has that old vintage feel. So that's what we're gonna do first before we make our design in Cricut Design Space and get rolling with our summer bucket list. Cricut makes smart cutting machines that work with an easy-to-use app to help you design and personalize almost anything, from custom cards to unique apparel, everyday items, and so much more. And using a Cricut machine is not complicated. I cannot stress that enough. I know it can look a little intimidating, but trust me, it's as simple as plugging it in, turning it on, connecting to Bluetooth, and learning to use Design Space. So I'm in Cricut Design Space right now. I'm gonna briefly show you guys what I'm designing. Right now I'm selecting a font. I wanted to select something that looked like calligraphy. We're going to be making a stencil today. And there's a few tips and tricks I've learned along the way, but just know I'm selecting a font. I'm using one of the custom Cricut fonts. I believe this one was actually called Chalkboard or Chalkboard Sign, and it is beautiful. It looks like handwriting. I love it. So I'm gonna get that in. The measurements on Design Space match the measurements on your mat that you'll be using to cut. It's pretty straightforward. Once you pick out your font and have everything designed, you'll be ready to go and make your Cricut creation. Cricut Design Space is a free software, so I wanted to throw that out there. And I also just wanted to preface, you need zero design experience to use it. It is very user-friendly. I have been using it for a long time now, and I am not tech savvy. I am not a designer. And so if I can do it, I know you can too. So I'm using stencil material to cut out this stencil that I'm going to be making. I loaded it onto my mat, made sure my measurements were good, made sure everything was centered, and really it's as simple as loading the mat and hitting that little C button. Everything's ready, and the Cricut does all the cutting for you. It's like magic. Once it was all cut out, I was able to peel back the stencil material fairly easily, thankfully. Even though it was a small calligraphy font, it still worked really well. Really, this stencil is gonna work more as a guide than a perfect stencil. And what I mean by that is I just need enough of the stencil to sort of trace out what I want to write, and that way I could go back in with a thicker chalk pen, a paint pen, whatever I wanted. My goal, even when I use a stencil, is to make it look like I wrote it. I want it to have that realistic look and finish. I like the little smudges of chalk brushed against the board that makes the chalkboard look old. Like, I love that look. And so if you want to go for more of that vintage vibe, I definitely recommend this method. And here's how the DIY summer bucket list turned out, hung in my kitchen. We love it. We look at it every day. Cricut is such a versatile machine. You can really do so much. in the same way of using it and utilizing it for calligraphy, I decided to take some popsicle sticks and insert a Cricut pen into the machine and add the popsicle sticks to my cutting mat. I added some tape just to make sure that they stayed in place, and I had the Cricut make little markers for my herb box out my kitchen window. And this was so simple and turned out so cute. It's really as simple as designing, cutting, or writing if you use the pen feature instead of the blade, and then putting your product together, which in this case I didn't even have to do. It was ready to go and looks so cute here in this herb planter box. Now I'm gonna do a quick vinyl project. This is a simple tumbler that I had on hand and I wanted to monogram it. And in Cricut Design Space, there is a monogram tab on the left side. All I had to do was click that, put in my initials, and it designed the monogram for me. So designed it, cut it really quick, and when the vinyl comes out, you pull back everything but the letters, everything but your actual decal, place some transfer tape over it, use a smoothing tool or your fingers to smooth it out, and then pull it back like a sticker. And you can place that right on your cup or whatever you're designing, and you have an adorable tumbler for the summertime. So I just wanted to share how versatile Cricut really is. There are so many things you can do, and I so appreciate them for partnering with me in today's video. Be sure to check out all the links down in the description below if you want to shop any of the Cricut products today. Another tip, if you are on a mission to simplify your home and homemaking this summer, is to get into the practice of decluttering 5 to 10 minutes a day. And what I mean by that is literally set a timer depending on how much time you have. Maybe it is only 5 minutes a day. I like to do about 10 minutes. And create a list on paper, the areas that you need to declutter and organize in your home, whether it's your sock drawer, your spice cabinet, your linen closet, your board game closet, like whatever area it is, tackle it into bite-sized pieces and make a long list. And throughout the summer, every day, set a 5-minute timer, a 10-minute timer, and tackle one of those things, or even just one shelf of a closet, just something. And over the course of a month or two, your home will feel decluttered and organized. I used to think that I never had time to declutter and organize, that I just get to it later. Then I realized if you do it in tiny, bite-sized pieces every day, some amazing things happen. You develop decluttering habits. You're creating homes for all the inventory in your house, and you're really decluttering and organizing your entire home. And that is a beautiful thing. So I've been doing that quite often this summer. I have a list of about 50 areas I want to organize and declutter, and I'm probably at about 22 right now. So a little bit at a time, give yourself grace, and just allow 5 or 10 minutes, and it will make a huge difference in your home. If you're somebody who needs more simplicity in your life and you're craving that and you're trying to accomplish that in your home, don't stress out about seasonal decor. Declutter, simplify, get your home to a good baseline point that you love, that you enjoy. Maybe you've added, some pillow covers or something that maybe are a little more summery. But don't worry about the seasonal decor, guys. You don't need to put stuff all over your home to make it beautiful. And one of the simplest but most effective ways to brighten up any room is to leave an empty pitcher or mason jar, whether it be on a dining table or a coffee table or a side table in your bedroom. Leave an empty pitcher because it probably won't stay empty for long. Right now, we are in the heart of blooming season. We have so many perennials to choose from. Maybe you don't have a lot of flowers in your yard, but There's always tree clippings. You can find something beautiful in nature to cut. And if for whatever reason you don't have access to flowers around the yard, I would encourage you, consider planting some type of perennial flower that you love. You might spend a little bit more money up front, but perennials are gonna come back year after year and you can cut them and enjoy them for free. But if that's not an option for whatever reason, you can always go down to your local farmer's market and get some fresh local flowers to pick up and just have a beautiful arrangement for the week. That just puts a smile on my face. It creates a sense of cozy in my home, and I encourage you, leave that pitcher or that mason jar on the table and you'll be glad that you did. Another way that you can have a simple and happy summer at home is to simplify your meal plan. I know this is easier said than done, but sometimes I think in our culture, we overcomplicate meal planning. We really do. We come up with a protein and a starch and a couple of vegetables and maybe a salad, maybe bread. We're serving these huge meals that is great for special occasions or maybe once a week. But in the summer, it is like your free pass to simplify. And I love this time of year. Whether you're making salads fresh from the garden, or maybe you don't have a garden, but you're going to the farmer's market and getting fresh produce. We really want to take advantage of all the fresh produce this time of year and prioritize that on our plate first. It's not only healthier, it's fresher, and often more cost effective because when it's in season, it's usually a little bit less expensive. So for us, we really keep it simple in the summer months. I've been sharing more recipes here on my channel, so I've been sharing some of my favorites lately. But as far as our weeknight meal plan goes, I'm not typically someone that writes down what we eat each day of the week. I usually just kind of plan 3 to 4 meals for the week, buy what I need, and then we have them whenever we want to sprinkle them throughout the week. The other nights of the week, we leave for leftovers, and then usually once or twice a week we have date night or we get takeout. But when I go to the grocery store, I'm usually buying fresh fish, sometimes shrimp, chicken sausage, chicken breast. We buy our beef in bulk, so sometimes steak, some kind of protein that we grill 90% of the time in the summer. And we keep it really simple with basic seasonings, salt, pepper, maybe lemon pepper, paprika, garlic powder, super simple. And then I usually roast a few veggies to go with it, and that's it. I'm not baking crazy casseroles or extravagant dishes. It's a very simple, but it's delicious. It's what's in season and it's healthy, it's cost effective, it works. If I need to beef up the dinner a little bit, I might add a salad or some fresh fruit. We might add some brown rice or quinoa or something like that. But really, the simpler you can keep your meals, usually the healthier they are and the easier they are to prep too. Not only do you want to simplify your meal plan, but you also want to simplify your summer wardrobe. The summertime, for me anyway, is the time where I'm pretty much wearing very similar things every day. My routine's pretty much the same every day, with the occasional nice occasion, maybe a date night or a friend's wedding or something along those lines. But for the most part, I can pull the same things every day. And so you really want to just look at what you have going on in your week on a week-to-week basis and plan a handful of outfits that you can mix and match. So maybe you have a pair of jean shorts, a pair of linen shorts, a cotton sundress or two, a nicer occasion dress, some tops, maybe a summer sweater, maybe one pair of linen pants or capris or jeans or capris, and then maybe a few different shoe options and some sunglasses, a purse or two, and then maybe whatever athletic clothes you plan on wearing for the week, and that is it. And no matter what that might look like for you, I just kind of gave my example off the top of my head. That's all you need to have in your room for the summer. I am the first to say we have no storage in this house. We don't have closets. Caleb and I share a very small closet, and we don't really have any excess storage, but you can get creative with how you do this. So I have simplified my wardrobe for the season. I've come up with my wardrobe, which also has a ton of amazing mental health benefits when you don't have to overthink about what you're gonna wear and you have it planned out for the week. It makes life so much simpler, so much easier, more capacity in your brain and in your time to do more things you love and care about. But all that to say, I use plastic storage bins for under my bed. I use totes that we put in the basement. Everything that's out of season, whether it be sweaters for the fall and winter, all of my jeans or pants, boots, things that I am not wearing on a day-to-day basis right now get stored out of my bedroom. So the basement, maybe the garage, or under the bed, and it just frees up so much space. And when your closet or your drawers aren't stuffed to the brim, it's so much easier to put things away, and you stay so much more motivated to keep your bedroom clean, which in turn gives you a more simplified, happy experience in your home. Another way you can have a simple and happy summer at home is to go outside in direct sunlight, of course wear your SPF, for 5 to 10 minutes during sunrise and sunset. Studies have shown that being in direct sunlight first thing in the morning and at the end of the day not only helps us to regulate and reset our circadian rhythm, but it's also amazing for hormone balancing, blood sugar leveling, so many good benefits. And read up on it for yourself. I'm not going to go too far into it. I am no scientist or health expert, but this is something that Caleb and I have really taken into practice, and there are no excuses not to do this during the summer because the weather is glorious. So what I like to do, sort of a habit stack that I have done with this little tip, is that in the morning when the sun is rising, when I want to be outside for a few minutes, I usually take my cup of coffee, put some shoes on, and do what I like to call rounds around my yard and just take everything in, kind of fuss around the yard, maybe pick a couple of weeds I see, check out the garden, see how it hasn't doubled in size overnight. I swear, the garden is just exploding right now. Maybe harvest a couple of things that have grown overnight. Really, more than anything, just take a little walk around the yard, let the sun just kind of shine on my face and take it in for even just 5 minutes. It helps you get a better night's sleep. It really does, and that's gonna set you up for a great summer. The same way in the evening time as the sun is setting, I love to be outside. Usually the whole family is outside for this, just hanging out in the yard. But this is when I typically do my watering for the evening. So I water the garden, I water my ferns, all of my annuals, and I love to water. It is sort of therapeutic to me. And this has become a practice that's definitely a habit in the summertime. And it not only like slows me down, it gets me outside. And again, that direct sunlight as the sun is setting is so good for you and really helps your body regulate and get a good night's sleep. Well, I know today's video is a little bit different than typical topics here on my channel, but it's something that I'm really drawn to right now and just really enjoying. Finding ways to simplify my home, finding ways to bring the outside in to just enjoy the simple joys of life. They really are the treasures, and finding more time, creating more time by simplifying to do the things I love and do the things I want to do with my children and my family, and just having a slower paced, lovely summer. If you did enjoy today's video, if it gave you ideas and inspiration on creating your own slower paced, simplified home, be sure to give this a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here today. I would love to have you join my YouTube family, and I'll see you guys really soon in the next one. Bye.